Syed Muhammad Naquib ibnu Ali bin Abdullah ibnu Muhsin al-Attas was born on September 5, 1931 in Bogor, West Java, Indonesia. Based on pedigree, al-Attas is the 37th descendant of the Prophet Muhammad through genealogy of Syed from Ba'alawi originating from Hadramaut until coming to Imam Hussein, Prophet's grandson. He dwelt in a religious family evidenced by the existence of his ancestors. Many of them are outstanding scholars and Sufis. For example, Sufi scholar Syed Abu Hafs Umar bin Shaiban from Hadramaut, who brought Nur al-Din al-Raniri, one of the Malay leading scholars, to Tariqah Rifa'iyah. Al-Attas' mother name is Sharifah Rakwan al-Edirus, nobility descendant of Sunda in Sukapura, while from his father family, his grandfather name is Syed Muhsin, an Islamic holy man who has great influence not only in Indonesia but also in Arab. Ruqayyah Harun, his paternal grandmother, is an aristocrat in Turkey who ever married with Unku Abdul Majid, the sister of Abu Bakr, the Sultan of Johor. After the Sultan's death, Ruqayyah remarried with Syed Abdullah and gave birth to the father of Al-Attas, Syed Ali. Al-Attas was the second of three sons. His older brother, Syed Hussein, later became an academician and politician, and also had a younger brother, Syed Zaid. He also is the cousin of the academic Unku Abdul Aziz.
Alright, so next is about the background education of Professor Tan Sri Dr. Syed Muhammad Naquib al-Attas. First of all, he received his early education in Sukabumi and Johor Bahru. He later studied at the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, England, and subsequently at the University of Malaya, Singapore, McGill University, Canada, and the University of London, England. Tan Sri Syed Naquib received his MA and PhD from McGill University and the University of London, respectively, with a special focus on Islamic philosophy, theology, and metaphysics. His two-volume doctoral thesis on the mysticism of Hamzah Pansuri remains the most important and comprehensive work to date on one of the greatest and perhaps most controversial Sufi scholars in the Malay world. He returned to Malaysia in 1964, and in 1965, he became the head of the Division of Literature in the Department of Malay Study at the University of Malaya, Kuala Lumpur. Between 1960 and 1970, he served as the Dean of the Faculty of Arts. He later, in 1970, became one of the founders of the National University Malaysia, where he founded and directed the Institute of Malay Language, Literature and Culture, IBKKM. So this is the summary of the education of Syed Muhammad Naquib al-Attas.
Tan Sri Professor Dr. Syed Muhammad Naquib al-Attas is the pioneer in proposing the idea of Islamization of knowledge. His philosophy and methodology of education have one goal, which is Islamization of the mind, body and soul, and its effects on the personal and collective life on Muslim as well as others, including the spiritual and physical non-human environment. He is the author of 27 works on various aspects of Islamic thought and civilization, particularly on Sufism, cosmology, metaphysics, philosophy, and Malay language and literature. In fact, he discovered and published his meticulous research on the older extant Malay manuscript, and also solved the riddle of the correct arrangement of the Malay Islamic cyclical calendar. As founder and director of ISTAC, this institution strives to bring an integrated Islamization into the consciousness of its students and faculty. Al-Attas envisioned the plan and design of every aspect of ISTAC and has incorporated Islamic artistic and architectural principles throughout the campus and grounds.
The most remarkable contribution of Al-Attas to the world of Islamic architecture is the International Institute of Islamic Thought and Civilization, or ISTAC, in Malaysia. ISTAC is located on the crest of Damansara Hill, where the concept is similar to the royal city of Alhambra. There is a spacious courtyard facing the two wings of the library, which is enriched with a decorative pastel aging. It's arabesque design, and also the spring and fountain offer serenity and harmony. A particular feature of ISTAC building is the design of its windows and doors. The design of these grilles are similar to windows for the apartments of the great Khans of Qansuh by Al-Ghuri in Cairo and Khans Ozdemir in Aleppo in Istanbul. Although Al-Attas had no formal training of architecture design, his contribution to the Islamic architecture shows his high level of thinking and creativity.
Alright, so the last part in our poster is about the books that wrote by the Syed Muhammad Naquib al-Attas. Al-Attas' philosophy and methodology of education have one goal, which is Islamization of the mind, body and soul, and its effect on the personal and collective life on Muslim as well as others. He is the author of 30 and more authoritative works on various aspects of Islamic thought and civilization, particularly on Sufism, cosmology, metaphysics, philosophy and Malay language and literature. His works are very influential internationally, so much so that they have been translated into many languages. He is the only scholar in Malaysia who has been awarded the honour of occupying academic chairs in various disciplines. Syed Muhammad Naquib al-Attas. Some popular books are Islam and Secularism, Sufism in the Context of Modernism, Prolegomena to the Metaphysics of Islam, and On Justice and the Nature of Man, and many more.